A mother of 5, actually. Love will do that. For me and my husband, we have a blended family, and I've had the honor and privilege to serve you all as a state lawmaker for the past 6 years. And I know a lot of folks are like, why did you decide to run for the United States Senate? You could have ran one more term in the State House. Well, before I made that decision, I actually took it to voters, took it to Floridians. I traveled all across the state of Florida. I even came here in Pensacola to have conversations with thousands of people all across the state about what it was that they cared about, as well as about what kept them up at night and what they had hope for. What I learned through those conversations were, I heard from Juan down in South Florida, who is the grandson of Cuban immigrants, and he's 21 years old. He has a full-time job and he's in school, but he has to stay with his grandparents because rent is too darn high. And literally here in the state of Florida, rent is over 18% of the national average. And then speaking with people like James from Central Florida, who just purchased his home with his wife, but they have to postpone starting a bigger family, growing their family, because he's concerned that they don't have enough money to make sure that they can take care, provide for their baby. And then I spoke with Joanne, who is 78 years old in Fernandina Beach. And Joanne is a woman who has to work and DoorDash every day because she said she can't afford gas money without it. But she doesn't DoorDash alone. She has her grandson with her because her daughter can't afford to send the baby to childcare. And that's not it. Joanne stated that she also has to go to a food pantry once a week because she can't afford vegetables. Now wait, there's more, right? It gets worse. She may potentially be on the street because the senior facility that she lives in wants to go to market rate by the end of the year because they no longer have to pay on their federal loan. And then Parkland, talking to parents down there who are still afraid to send their children to school because they're worried they won't return home alive. I'm running for United States Senate because I believe that change can't wait. I'm running because I believe our government should work for people and not against them. But currently, right now, we got corrupt politicians like Ashley Moody, who's appointed and unelected, right? Right. Let me say it again, Ashley Moody, unelected and is appointed, right? Is in Washington, D.C., and Donald Trump, and they're only looking out for their campaign donors. They're only looking out for their family and friends. And then, like Ashley Moody, the reason she is appointed was because she did the bidding of Governor Ron DeSantis by allowing $10 million that was supposed to go to the most medically needy people here in our state to be used to go against the interests of the voters and push back against Amendment 4 and Amendment 3. Which we allowed, like over 1 million people signed petitions to get those amendments on the ballot. And not only that, right? She's also been receiving money from insurance companies, which is why she voted to end the ACA subsidies, which drove your healthcare premium costs up, which got a lot of people, over 200,000 people, to fall off the marketplace rolls. Like, this is all intentional. And cruelty is the point right now. But I'm running for United States Senate because I believe we have the opportunity to build a new vision in this next 250 years. A new vision where they won't return us back to the worst chapters of our history, which is what they're trying to do. Y'all know it's people in Washington that are saying things like they want to make America great again and they want to return us back to ghetto days. But the reality of it is the good old days weren't good enough for all of us. They weren't good enough for women. They weren't good enough for workers who had to work in factories and risk getting their hands and feet cut off, or children who were being exploited. They weren't good enough for black people, and you see they gutted the Voting Rights Act. And so they're literally trying to return us back to the worst chapters of our history. But it doesn't have to be this way, y'all. It doesn't. I believe that hardworking, everyday people should get to shape what our communities look like and what our economies look like. Can you imagine if hardworking folks were sent to Washington, D.C., or sent to the governor's mansion or to Tallahassee? Imagine what that would look like. If we started electing people that were nurses, teachers, construction workers, right? Bartenders? There is a famous bartender that's in New York that goes by the name of AOC. And we see the types of policies she's pushing, right? Imagine if we started electing hardworking, everyday people. We would have things like Medicare for all. People wouldn't have to pay for premiums, healthcare premiums, or co-pays. People wouldn't have to ration their prescription drugs. If we had hardworking, everyday people sent to the U.S. Senate, we could have access to universal child care, free college. Our taxpayer dollars would actually go towards ensuring we have quality infrastructure instead of expensive political stunts like Alligator Alcatraz, where they spent over $500 million of our taxpayer dollars to lock up people in cages, to make more money on top of more money, because y'all know that was just a grip, right? Yes. I think they get paid like $30,000 per person or around there to house them, but it doesn't have to be this way. We can have nice things. Aren't y'all ready for some nice things? Yeah. We can have nice things. We can have quality public education. We can have more affordable housing. We first need to send unapologetic, bold fighters to Washington, D.C. that do more than write strongly worded emails. We need to send people to Washington, D.C. with a backbone. I want to be clear, y'all. Status quo, quiet, timid leadership is not going to be Ashley Moody. I don't care how much money you have. I'm going to say that one more time. Status quo, quiet, timid leadership won't be Ashley Moody. It doesn't matter how much money they have. We have to send bold fighters to Washington, D.C. or to up against Ashley Moody, who are able to go to every community despite how much money they raise, right? Who are willing to have conversations, uncomfortable conversations, who are willing to debate, who are willing to answer questions and not run away. No shade, a lot of shade. But we need to send people who are willing to meet people where they are. People who don't have to be briefed about Florida because they lived in Florida and they know what we're up against. And I am that candidate, y'all. And I'm happy to say that a recent independent poll shows that I'm the candidate more likely to be able to unseat Ashley Moody. Because we gonna have conversations. And I know there's an elephant in the room, and hopefully it's not a Republican. But there is an elephant in the room. I'm a Black woman. Yep. And they're wondering, can I get elected? Well, guess what? I'm a community organizer. The last time a community organizer won in the state of Florida, his name was Barack Obama. And the last time I checked, I think he's Black. So we can win, y'all. It's not about if I can win. It's if you all are ready to win. and I'm ready to win. We have people who change their party affiliation from Republican, from NPA to Democrat to vote for me in this primary. People are excited. They're excited that there is a candidate that they can vote for who is willing to fight for them, willing to use my platform when I become their next United States Senator like a pink bullhorn when they're doing illegal and a pink bullhorn. That wasn't professional and it lacked decorum. But what good is decorum when they're actively destroying democracy? What good is decorum when they are literally tearing down our institutions? What good is decorum when they are weaponizing agencies to shoot people in the streets on camera and not be held accountable? Yeah. Our lives are on the line this election cycle. We have a guy in the White House that says there's no need to vote for another president after he's been elected. We have a guy in the White House that is actively trying to rig elections. He started bumbling 2 weeks ago and talking trash about what happened in 2020. So if he's still holding on to that, if he's still doing that, if he's still weaponizing all of his agencies, imagine what he's going to do. That's why we need bold leadership, because we're boldly being attacked. And you can't send, again, status quo, quiet, timid leadership to DC. You have to send people who are willing to get loud and fight back, willing to put their lives on the line. Y'all see I get arrested. So if I'm able to do that, you know I'll be able to do it. And look, y'all, I need your help. Like, we can win this race. Woo! That's why all these attacks are starting to happen right now. Because people see these polls coming out. They ain't releasing some of these polls because they know your girl is ahead. But I need your help, y'all. In order to win this election, I need you all to literally tell everyone you know here in the state of Florida that I am in this race and I am the best candidate to win this race. I also need your time. We need you all to make phone calls and knock on doors for us. I know it's hot. I do. But democracy is on the line. And so we need you to knock and make phone calls, but I definitely need you all to text and call all your friends and family and folks you know in the state. We also need your talent, whatever you're good at, loan it to the campaign. If you're good at media, if you're good at social media, if you're good at being a surrogate, going out speaking on my behalf, whatever, join the campaign. Then finally, we need some of your treasure. I see these outfits. I see a few persons. Is that a Louis? I'm just saying. I know them pockets deep out here. But even if they're not, we would appreciate a donation to our campaign. Every little bit helps. We have an average donation of around $27, which means that this is a grassroots, people-powered campaign. And it is what's going to take us over the top. And so I am humbly asking for your support and your vote this primary election. And I look forward to becoming the next United States Senator. And with that, I will just open it up for any questions that folks may have for me. And shout out to Gay. Don't folks have any questions or anything? Yes, sir.
My name is William Putnam. And first of all, I worked in public dollars all my life. I worked for 5 different federal agencies, 2 state agencies. And what I have learned, when it comes down to tax dollars, there isn't any accountability. Not any. not from the city level, not from the county level, the state level, the federal level. I ask people all the time about their Title VI program. I ask people here, are you in compliance with Title VI? And what is someone going to tell me? What is someone going to tell me when it comes down to Title VI? And see, this is a question that I ask all the time, and I don't get any response. And when I don't get any response, then I know there are some problems. Because Title VI comes right off the Interstate Commerce Clause. It states that you should not sell, buy, trade, do anything with public tax dollars without you getting compliance.
Thank you.
That is interstate commerce, and Title VI comes right off of that. Even a 501c3. How many 501c3s in here is in compliance? If I walk in your building right now and take an evaluation, whether it's utility, feasibility, proprietary, accuracy, or accountability, are you going to be in compliance? My question for you is that, what steps would you plan to take if you're elected to bring accountability, accuracy, and accountability back into the Title VI program?
Yeah, for sure. So thank you for that. I think it's important that we gotta get rid of some of these corrupt folks. And so definitely going after and trying to impeach and remove some of these different secretaries and department heads and that type of thing, number one. But also we really need to do some more research and investigations, right? I know that there was a lot of attacks on some of the different inspector generals when Donald Trump came in office, right? And so we gotta kind of hold them accountable as it relates to that. But this is all starting at the top, right? Like, he's basically allowing our country to be for sale. And it's legitimately by design because he's making more money. And so we have to remove a lot of his appointees, right? And hopefully when I'm on the committees to, vote or deny the folks that he's bringing in, I definitely will be voting no on a lot of that, but also we just need to, there needs to be an overhaul and a lot of reform in a lot of these different agencies and departments. And so I also wouldn't mind bringing you on board as someone who is on the advisory committee for my U.S. Senate, being a U.S. Senator. So as a state rep right now, I have an advisory committee because I don't profess to know everything, and I'm not gonna lie and say I do. And so I try to bring in more subject matter experts to give me suggestions as it relates to different policies that we need to pass or just things we need to adjust. And so we'd be willing to bring you on as well if that is something that you would be interested in after I become elected. But go ahead.
I would very much like to be interested and see in the way that you can get over all of those agencies. The Interstate Commerce Clause comes directly from the Constitution.
I mean, I hear you, sir, but also we know they violate the Constitution left and right.
Well, you know something, they're violating because they're not being challenged.
Exactly.
Through the Interstate Commerce Clause,
But-
because it supersedes.
But also,
Supersedes those agencies.
yes, sir, but also, again, they're violating stuff because we don't have enough lawmakers with a backbone in Washington, D.C. to push that. And so, I can promise you that I am someone who has a backbone, and I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna push that always.
Something you need to know. So I'm running for Florida House District 1.
We're gonna give candidates.
No, this is something, I know, but this is something she needs to know, so. Currently right now, in my family, I have a sister that is in assisted living facility. She has schizophrenia. And I got a call from Social Security. And that they're investigating because they told me that my my family, we were paying, they were asking, and now I found out that I'm not supposed to do that. So Social Security is double dipping, the facilities are double dipping, and, so my dad had to send his return.
Sorry.
One thing to talk to Angie about is, yeah, I think that would be good, because, yeah, you know, yeah. Guys, what we need to do, because we have limited time, is to have people ask specific questions.
Sorry, just wanna.
That's okay, sweet. Just, I figure it'll be chance for you to compose and all that kind of stuff. So, we're gonna ask if anybody has any specific questions for Angie about her running and her campaign, and what you might wanna know from her about that. Go ahead.
Hey Angie, I am organizing against data centers here in Stanley County. And so the thing that I learned about was Florida Statute 288.075, and I believe it's called the Trade Secrets Law. So what it does is it allows companies to come into communities without telling, without the community knowing until the deal is signed. And I am still doing research on it, but it appears to me that that bill just needs to be repealed or changed. And I am wondering if that would be possible or something we might consider.
So you said it's a Florida statute. I am not gonna be a state lawmaker after November. And so, I mean, you can always repeal Florida laws and you just have to make sure that you are staying on top of your lawmakers and that type of stuff. But in regards to data centers, I believe that we need to fully regulate them. They are taking a lot of the water, causing our energy rates and utility bills to skyrocket. Also, it's just causing devastating impacts on our environment. And as someone that grew up on a brownfield dump in my grandma's house, I know firsthand like the issues and impacts of when folks don't fight for environmental justice. There's a lot of people that have cancer over there because they used to take trash and burn it and dump it, and then they built all these homes and they sold them to Black people. And so I'm definitely a fighter for environmental justice, and so you can count on me like speaking out and pushing back against those and voting no on things unless it regulates those centers. So yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Yes, I have a quick question. After the shooting and the mass shooting at the Dollar General in Duval County, you was on the front lines. Like, what did you learn from that you're going to implement going into when you are elected?
So I would say the number one thing that I learned from that is that as lawmakers, we have a huge platform and we have to calm down the rhetoric. One of the main reasons I think that happened was because Ron DeSantis was pushing this stop woke and anti-DEI, and a white man from our neighboring county of Clay County initially went to Edward Waters University, which is the first Black HBCU here in the state, to try to kill quote unquote niggers. He wanted to kill niggers, that is what he said. And he was ran off by a security guard, and so he then went to the Dollar General where he shot and killed 3 people. But before he shot and killed those 3 people, he let all the white people go out of the building. And when Ron DeSantis came to offer up some money, I guess, he would not call the man a racist. He simply called the man crazy. And I stood there and I said, call him a racist. Call him a racist. He had a manifesto saying he wanted to kill Black people. And so he struck the match, fanned the flames, which caused that. And research has shown and proven that when you have the Donald Trumps and the Ron DeSantises in office, that the rhetoric that they use causes it leads to a lot of hate crimes. And that's what we're seeing. And we need to tone the rhetoric down. We need to really stop allowing these people to divide us, because division is profitable for them.
Yes.
They make money by keeping us fighting amongst each other. Because it keeps our eyes right. It keeps our eyes on the fact that they are attacking the Social Security system. They are working to end healthcare so that they can privatize it, right? Like they're trying to privatize everything so that they can make money. But when they privatize it, it goes to hell, honestly. And so I am someone that is so against privatizing our schools and our healthcare. I believe we also need to end for-profit prisons. Why would you incentivize people to get arrested? And that's what it is. Like, they make more money off of our children going into the school to prison pipeline than they do actually educating. And so that is why I'm an advocate for abolishing the private prison.
Hi, my name's Norman Kruger. Just wanted to say, by the way, that we got our mail-in ballots, my wife and I, we filled them out. You got 2 votes.
Yay!
Hopefully many more.
Yeah.
And, my question is, if you're running for Senate, you gotta be involved in, obviously national, international issues, so on and so forth. Would you vote to eliminate military aid to Israel?
So I thank you for that question. I am someone who has continually fought for the safety and humanity of all people. Always, my entire adult career, nearly 2 decades. I believe that Netanyahu is a war criminal.
Yes.
I believe that he needs to be locked under the jail, right? I do not support sending military aid or money to Israel, especially if they are bombing hospitals and bombing schools. They violate ceasefire agreements, and that does not make me anti-Semitic. And I know people have called me that because I called for a ceasefire on the House floor. Me also, and when I called for that ceasefire, I also called out Hamas for the atrocities that they committed. And that does not make me anti-Palestinian or anti-Muslim. It makes me very consistent in my approach. I've also called out Nazis that were marching outside of Disney World a few years ago. And so they called out all the folks who are racist or misogynistic. Like, I don't like bigotry of any form. And my record speaks for itself. But there is some rumors going around, but that's because they know that I am the candidate to beat. And they know that I can actually beat Ashley Moody. And so, I am gonna continue to speak up and speak truth to power, even when it's unpopular, even when it makes me uncomfortable, but just simply because it's the right thing to do.
Got one more question, anybody? Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. So thank you all. But again, thank you for your questions. I'm the only candidate in the primary that has that believes in what I just stated about not sending money over. I'm also the only candidate that supports Medicare for all. I'm the only candidate that supports ending the filibuster. I'm the only candidate that supports ending private prisons, for-profit prisons. I'm the only candidate willing to debate and show up and answer the tough questions. So, again, what I would ask is if you all could text everyone to let them know. But I really appreciate you, and I'm literally here asking for your vote, for your support. I want to just say thank you all for taking time out in the middle of a work day. But I really appreciate you all for coming. Thank you.
I'm loud once I can text the microphone. So my name is Shanae Jackson. I am here today as a member of Angie's team. And so I have to do the housekeeping, but that is a pleasure. So one, I want to say it's a pleasure to be here in Pensacola. That was actually not the plan, and Angie's very modest, so she's not going to tell you. She flew in from New York last night, or this morning. Her flight was over 2 hours delayed, and it still was very deliberate about her being here. So I got up and came from Gainesville this morning in order to make sure that we showed up for you all in the family. I want to share that is because that's who she is, and that's kind of the part that she doesn't tell people, that she doesn't just show up when it's comfortable. She shows up like no matter what. The fact that it was a 2-hour delay, and when she went from the Pensacola airport to Crestview and then came here and we were only 10 minutes late. I want to pass on that. And I want to mention that because she actually never says that. It's been a pleasure, like she stated to you all, that before she decided to run, you all are so important to her that she actually wanted to talk to people. Before she ever made the decision and announced, she went to 27 counties in this city, and Escambia was actually one of those counties. Once she decided that she was going to run, it is her mission to go to all 67 counties because she will be representing all 67 counties. And I've helped run a lot of campaigns. This is 33 to be exact. I've never heard a candidate be so deliberate and say, I need to go everywhere that people are, not just so that I can win, to let people know how deliberate I am actually about serving them. And so it's a pleasure to share that with you all. I also wanted to share that we do have yard signs here. We are a small campaign, so our yard signs are available for a $25 donation. But I did make sure I put those in the car. Also, if anyone does want to donate, the card that I gave you with her information on it has a QR code. I also understand that some people, if they want to donate, they want to do it with a check or a cash. We also do have envelopes. So we try to be as prepared as possible. As she stated to you all, our average donation is $27. And it goes so far. So we have over 1,000 neighborhood captains and over 4,000 volunteers. So when we talk about grassroots, it is really grassroots. In addition to that, she has traveled all up and down this state, and we will continue to do so now and even after, because that is the person that she is. So we thank you all for taking that time out, but I also want you all to know that this is not checking a box for her. You all really do matter, and this is really important, and so making sure that everybody is aware of that as well. Oh, and also to let you all know, we have quite a few other events like in the Panhandle. So if you did register, you should also get updates through Mobilize. But we're actually leaving here and going to Precinct 98, which is by the Black Cafe and Bookstore. And so we'll walk that neighborhood, so a campus and community walk. There will also be a rally next to that bookstore at 6 p.m. this evening. And then we are going to 1216 North at 8 p.m. Over there, there's going to be a little bit of karaoke with Angie in the live band. So you like to see So I wanted to share that also we will be in the Phoenix Springs tomorrow, also at Pedro's. So there's just lots of things that we're doing here. Shivers Park, there's an event there as well, and then also one in Mariana at Madison Street. So in addition to like, hey, vote for Angel, let people know like who she is. She answers all the questions, so don't just invite people that are, oh, I'm Team Angie. If people have questions and want to know more, she's the candidate that wants to also meet and engage with those people. And so what we are asking is, our relational aspect is the most powerful thing that we have. So really lead and reach out to people that are not affiliated with organizations or the DEC and your family members and say, hey, there's this person. Even if you don't understand the process, she actually believes in you. I want you to come to one of these events, and we would appreciate that. Yes, and Go Freeze, that is the one that I believe is at. That's Pedro. Yes, 10. And then there's one that goes at 12:30. So like I said, we are definitely here and making many stops. And as you can see, she didn't just want to come to the larger county in the Panhandle. We're also going to the smaller places like Chipley and Mariana and things like that, because that's a level of deliberateness.
Thank you.
Derek had to leave because he's going to Atlanta to speak at the Southern Poverty Law Center convention. So I stepped in just to kind of wrap things up. Thank you so much, Angie. We're so proud that you come and visit us and talk to us. And I think, remember all those events? Go get your friends and neighbors and come to one. You know, the rally, karaoke, I don't know about the canvassing, that takes a little special effort. It is a little hot. If you come to the canvassing, bring water, please. And before we leave, I want to give the candidates who are here today just a chance to stand up, wave their hand, say who they are and what they're running for. We don't have time for anything else. I'll start with Francesca.
Hi, I'm Francesca. I'm running for Florida House District 1. One of my big things lately, I've been going to commissioners meetings to get database passed, and right now we got 2, one in the city of Pensacola and one in the San Diego County. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Gay, you're in the back of the room now.
Hey, my name's Kate Elmont, and I'm ready to be your next representative for Florida's 1st Congressional District. I think all of you probably know me if you don't already have my cell phone number. Thank you for being here today. Angie, you know I love you. And I'll see you in just a little while.
How you all doing? My name is Jermaine J. Williams. I'm your next mayor of Pensacola.
That's not so good, but I think I saw some other people.
It's Isaac.
Dr. Isaac, stand and introduce.
Thank you, Angie. It's a blessing to be here with you today. I'm Isaac Williams, running for School Board District 3. Appreciate you voting your support.
Would you just stand up if you're a candidate? I just can't see too great.
That's it.
Anybody else? Okay. Thank you all for coming, and we'll be here for a few minutes, please. There's lots of food still there if you hadn't got a chance to eat, or if you want a second. The candidates are around, and if you have a few minutes, they have a few minutes, they'll stay around and speak. I know Angie might have to rush off in a couple minutes, but the candidates are here, so if you haven't met them before, please introduce yourself, talk to them. They'll be happy and very willing to let you get involved with their campaigns. I'm sure they have literature to give you and things like that. So, guys, we really appreciate you coming. It was a great turnout. But remember, there's other things going on today and tomorrow, and feel free to bring others to meet Angie. Okay? Thank you so much for coming.
Get out to the next stop. Hey, let me know what day you want now. Let me know.
Okay, you're not going, I'll let you know.
I guess stuff I am, I know. I think you did something, right?
Sunday at 4 o'clock.
Oh, I got to say, guys. Did I have everybody's attention for a minute? Did I have your attention for just a minute? We also have signs. You still have money to hold up.
I want them.
Please.
How you buy space on the side?
Very sneakily worded, referendum about we want to continue having
Where's the crowd?
We got some signs.
I'm trying to get on the city tower now. But they got a big tower.
Get on there, Harry.
What's going on? We need to talk. We really do need to talk. We need to talk.
I'm telling you. It's some, whew. I've been looking for a spot for myself.
Let me cut
Let me
this
go
off.
say something.
Yeah, hold on, wait a minute.